from Augusta. You're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Augusta's ambulance provider, Central EMS, going before Augusta Richmond County Commissioners to talk about response times today, where their service stands just ahead. Plus, Augusta bars making their voices heard after losing money on New Year's Eve. We'll tell you how. But first, before we head to that, a chilly morning, and First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale says we can expect more of those freezing temps coming up.
Absolutely, Laura. Make sure you're protecting those outdoor pets tonight. We're already seeing temperatures in the mid-40s, so temperatures have dropped quickly now that we're past sunset. Most
flu cases are on the rise in our area. Right now, Wellstar MCG Health is cutting back on hospital visitors because of it. They say it's so they can protect those younger and older patients at most risk of the virus. Children under 18 will not be able to visit above the second floor of either the adult hospital or the children's hospital unless they're patients themselves. If you are under 18 and it's an emergency or a special circumstance and you are able to get cleared, you'll get a blue sticker. All playrooms in the children's hospital, those have been shut down to keep the germ spread down. Labor and delivery, they're also limiting the amount of visitors and shortening those visitation times. So take a look before you try to head to the hospital. Bar owners lost a lot of money in Augusta being closed New Year's Eve, but they're trying not to dwell on it. They're looking to the future, trying to weigh in on the next Sunday sales day. Our Sydney Hood is live downtown after speaking to those bar owners. Sydney.
And now commissioners want to hear from those bar owners. They're giving them the opportunity to come in for a special called meeting on Tuesday to hear from them which holiday they think should be open for Sunday alcohol sales.
It's like going without a paycheck. I mean, not everybody can go without a paycheck, and we were forced to.
He's just one bar forced to close its doors on one of the busiest nights for business.
There was no New Year's Eve. It was dead. Downtown was dead.
There is one business able to work around the no alcohol on Sunday sale.
Even though we do sell beer behind the bar, we're not defined as a bar in state regulations. We're a manufacturing facility with a retail footprint.
On New Year's Eve, Jim Christian says they got almost double the money.
We were kind of the only game in town almost. Typically we get a good crowd for New Year's Eve, but because we were one of the few establishments open in Augusta, we definitely had a larger than normal crowd.
And it's safe to assume a lot of bars downtown miss that crowd.
The problem with Sundays is we like to choose our day, not have it be chosen for us. But right now, until that's changed, we have to pick what is going to be best for revenue for us as bar owners.
But soon, bar owners like Adrian Estrada will have the chance to voice their opinion.
We're looking at Cinco de Mayo to be a better revenue for us. Everybody wants something different. So until we can achieve that, right now, we can just go with what we're being allowed to at the moment.
Again, that special called meeting is on Tuesday, and that'll give bar owners the chance to come in and voice their opinion on which holiday they want Sunday alcohol sales to take place on.
Okay, thanks for that, Sydney. While they're still trying to finalize a date for those sales, the interim city administrator says that starting in 2025, they are going to poll bar makers before making that next decision. A Richmond County man now behind bars after being on the run for murder. 34-year-old Michael Mims taken into custody today. Investigators have been looking for him since 2 weeks before Christmas. Richmond County deputies responded to Telfair Street December 12th in reference to shots fired, and that's when they say they found 19-year-old Tyler Smith shot at least one time. He was taken to Wellstar MCG Health, where he was pronounced dead. A man now behind bars after a 3-year-old died in a car crash on Bobby Jones Expressway. Georgia State troopers say they responded to the scene yesterday. That's where they found a silver Cadillac Escalade had hit the rear of a tow truck in the right lane. The Richmond County coroner says 3-year-old Robert Brown was pronounced dead at the scene. A 7-year-old was also in the vehicle and was not injured in the crash. The driver of the Cadillac, 31-year-old Joseph Wiggins, was arrested today and charged with homicide by vehicle, serious injury by vehicle, failure to maintain lane, and other charges. A bill to help a new child development center on Fort Eisenhower is now law. We first told you exclusively the bill was on President Biden's desk. Senators Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff created the bill so families on base have access to early childhood education. It got bipartisan support in Congress last year. Give the center $21 million. 2 weeks ago, Senator Ossoff hopes the center will open in the next 5 years. The North Augusta riverfront is evolving. The Green Jackets, a hotel, and amphitheater all popping up over the past several years, and they are not done yet. Our Hallie Turner live in North Augusta with an update on the next phase of these projects. Yeah, Laura, more changes and developments are coming out here to the North Augusta riverfront. And as you can see, about up until 4 o'clock, you really couldn't tell that a new dock or an overlook is on the way. But at about 4, they came out here and really moved us off of the amphitheater lawn and where everything was down by the riverfront. And they put up these big fences that start right here at southbound, and they expand about 50 to 60 feet. They kind of go down up until you get to the front of the Crown Plaza. So if you were trying to come out here and you're exercising, you can do that on both sides, but you cannot get right here to the amphitheater because of those new developments and changes. Yellow tape and big silver gates are now blocking off where those families were walking, playing, and having fun earlier today. Soon more construction will join the silver fencing, red dirt, row of black tarp, and the new blue bin where the new boat dock and overlook will be. The project totaling more than $900,000, and part of it will be paid for by the American Rescue Plan, and the other part will come from the Aiken County watercraft tax. Those who walk this area often, like Dan, say they are excited for continued growth to the riverfront.
We were just here the other day, and he was free, and then all of a sudden I see a fence there, and that's why we came down here to see if there's a sign of what is going on, and you told us it could be a boat dock, which I think is great. That's even better, and I would like to see even more restrooms and more stuff here to do.
Now, as you remember, if you are doing those New Year's resolutions for exercising, you can still do that. There's no excuse on why you shouldn't be doing that. But you just cannot do it right here at the riverfront. So you can come down here to southbound. You can go in there. You can enjoy some good food. You can even walk past the Crown Plaza. But if you're wanting to relax and maybe sit out here and read a book, well, you can't do that right now. Okay, thanks, Hallie, for those updates. So we know what to expect if you're heading down to the riverfront. The Salvation Army Center of Hope is reaching out to the community to help those in need. We're going to tell you how you can help when we come back.
And it looks like we are going to be in a pretty active weather pattern over the next 7 days. We'll take a look at 3 different systems that could bring us rain coming up in that full forecast. 7 days, and we're going to have to keep a close eye on that 6th system next Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Riley. They are basic things many of us take for granted. The Salvation Army kicking off the new year with a hygiene drive. The Center of Hope asking for soap products, razors, lotion, shampoo, and toiletries. That drive is being launched with its new shower and laundry unit as well.
We meet with our social services team really at the beginning of the year to kind of go over what our biggest needs are. And so a lot of times when we're scheduling these drives out, it is what are the biggest needs that we're seeing at the Center of Hope. And right now, that's one of the big things that we're seeing a need for.
So if you have any extra toiletries that you'd like to drop off, you can do that at the Center of Hope. David Hanna sworn in today as the first black mayor of Rennes. Hanna was also the first black police chief of the city in years past. Our Taylor Martin was there.
He's got a history of making history in the city of Rennes.
I left Jefferson County Sheriff's Department and became the city investigator here in Rennes. And once I served there in Rennes for a period of about 2-3 years, I became the first black police chief.
And while he says his time as a leader has always been positive,
It had always been positive. I hadn't had anything in my career that would hinder me from doing what I need to do.
these pages addressing concerns of his management of the police department, from use of inappropriate language to outstanding balances on a utility account to a 6-page letter regarding police department procedures, they all tell a different story. But he says if anyone has concerns about his leadership,
Check with the people and let the people decide. The people decided when they elected me.
so he says he's moving forward with his plans as mayor to bring in new businesses, more housing, and put an end to the city's recent issues with crime.
So we're going to turn the crime rates around in the city. We're going to do some things in the city that the city going to be real proud of.
And it all starts today. Reporting in Rennes, Taylor Martin on your side.
In addition to Hanna as mayor, a new city council member was also sworn in. They got straight to work, holding their first meeting right now. An Aiken man has been arrested on 5 charges connected to the sexual exploitation of minors, internet crimes against children. Their task force and Aiken Department of Public Safety investigators arrested 46-year-old Jarrett Brown back on December 21st. He's charged with 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor in the 3rd degree. He could face up to 10 years in prison if convicted. Coming up in sports, a lot of our high school basketball teams kick off region play this week. Richmond Academy looking for its first playoff appearance in 5 years.
First 1-800-673-7570. Call now.
Hey, Jill, what's the matter?
Man, this is name change is stressing me out.
Everyone will know we still specialize in Medicare.
Yeah, I know that, but what about this?
Are you 64.com?
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Listen, I know it's hard to believe we are getting to the meat of the season. Region play for many of our basketball teams starts this week, and ARC will have to navigate some choppy waters if they have any hope to make their first playoff appearance since 2018-2019. They have the experience to do so. 6 seniors, 5 juniors, and 2 freshmen, not a bad resume to have. They went 10 games without being in the losing column, which really hasn't been done since 09 when they went to the state semis. They lost 2 games that year. Friday, the test begins with Morgan County. And speaking of basketball, you won't have to go too far to get all of your Atlanta Hawks coverage. Starting January 12th, the Hawks will be back on the CW when they take on the Pacers. 10 games are slated to appear on our sister station. It's all part of the partnership with our parent company, Gray Television. All right, take a look at your screen. The names we're used to seeing on Saturday nights will now turn into Sundays. So far, 9 Georgia players have decided to move on to the NFL draft. The early deadline for underclassmen is January 5th, so this Friday, names we haven't seen on the list but are expected to are tackle Nazir Stackhouse and Brock Bowers. So let the Brock watch continue. He hasn't posted anything on his social media.
Interesting. Gonna have to follow that. Thanks, Alyssa. Hey, we got some chilly afternoons, highs staying in the 50s over the next couple of days, and watch out for a few showers late to the day tomorrow. I'm gonna look at that 7-day forecast just after the break.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Well, something you may have missed last week, this was actually last Thursday night. We had a really cool viewer video sent in of a SpaceX launch. This was actually one of the missions that they launched last Thursday, and we were actually able to see it. It launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, took a flight that was kind of riding up the eastern U.S., so this was visible across a lot of the Carolinas and Georgia. And thank you, Stacey Weathersby, for sending this in to us. This was actually right down the road from us, just outside of Bass Pro Shop, so really cool view there. Remember, you can always send your weather pictures and videos through our website or also our First Alert weather app. Here's a live look outside. We have mostly clear skies. Temperature's pretty chilly, 43 degrees already, and we are going to see a cold night. Temperatures by tomorrow morning away from the city most likely will get down at least into the upper 20s. We are going to see another cold start Thursday morning, but likely going to stay just a degree or 2 above freezing, cold nonetheless. And then we'll see another morning down into the 20s by Friday. Into the weekend, that's when we're bringing in our next rainmaker by Saturday, so it'll likely be a good bit warmer waking up for the first part of the weekend with those low temps closer to 40 degrees. Now for tomorrow, during the day, not much rain out there. The rain we're expecting Wednesday is going to be mainly a threat for us as we push late into the afternoon, especially our Wednesday evening, and you can see rain totals don't necessarily look all that impressive. Thursday and Friday, we're back to dry conditions, so should see a good bit of sunshine both those days as well, so really nice days to end off the work week. Saturday, though, not looking great for outdoor plans. Unfortunately, any outdoor activity Saturday definitely could be impacted by pretty widespread heavy rainfall, and it's also going to be pretty gusty at times throughout the day Saturday. But Sunday, luckily, not an all-weekend washout. We should be back to generally dry conditions as we do close out the weekend. Looking over the next 7 days, our pattern's going to be pretty consistent. We're going to see rain. We'll stay dry for 2 days, and then we're going to see another system show up. So you can see how it's kind of spaced out. The system moving through tomorrow, not much, just some scattered light showers. Heavier rain Saturday, and then another strong system next Tuesday.
All right, that'll do it for us. We have more news coming up at 7 o'clock on 26 News. At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.